Awesome, let's swing into a storyboarding session for a Spider-Man project. Since you mentioned Spider-Man but didn't specify a particular story, medium, or tone, I'll assume we're crafting a short scene for a Spider-Man animation or film, leaning into the classic mix of action, heart, and web-slinging flair. If you have a specific story, for example, a comic arc, a new adventure, or a specific version like Miles Morales or Peter Parker, let me know, and I can tailor it further. For now, I'll pitch a dynamic, self-contained scene and build a storyboard around it. Let's make it cinematic and true to Spider-Man's vibe. Step 1, define the vision concept, a high-energy chase scene in New York City where Spider-Man, Peter Parker, pursues a villain, let's say Green Goblin, through skyscrapers at dusk. The scene blends intense action, Spider-Man's quick wit, and a moment of heroism to save civilians. The tone is thrilling but with Spidey's signature humor and heart. Setting, Manhattan skyline, bustling streets below, glowing orange and purple sunset. Goal, show Spider-Man's agility, resourcefulness, and moral core as he stops Goblin's chaos while saving people caught in the crossfire. Question, does this concept work, or do you have a specific Spider-Man story or version in mind? For example, Miles Morales, a specific villain, or a different tone like noir or grounded. Step 2, break down the narrative. Here are 5 key beats for the chase scene. 1. Goblin's attack. Green Goblin bombs a busy street, causing panic and debris. 2. Spidey swings in. Spider-Man leaps into action, web-slinging through skyscrapers to intercept. 3. Mid-air clash. Spider-Man dodges Goblin's glider attacks, landing quips and webs. 4. Civilian danger. A bomb explosion destabilizes a construction crane, endangering workers. 5. Heroic save. Spider-Man saves the workers, webs up Goblin, and delivers a final one-liner. Question, want to tweak these beats or add a specific moment, for example, a Peter Parker personal struggle, a cameo, or a unique setting? Step 3, sketch the frames. Descriptive, I'll describe 5 storyboard frames for the beats, focusing on visuals, camera angles, mood, and Spider-Man's essence. Each frame captures the action and emotion vividly. Frame 1, Goblin's attack. Visual, Green Goblin hovers on his glider above a crowded NYC street, tossing a glowing pumpkin bomb. Pedestrians scatter, cars swerve, and neon signs flicker. Angle, low-angle shot from the street, making Goblin look menacing against the sunset sky. Mood/lighting, chaotic, with fiery orange light from the bomb's glow and dusky purple shadows. Action, the bomb explodes in the distance, sending debris flying. People scream and run. Sound, cackling laughter from Goblin, car horns, and a deep boom of the explosion. Spidey note, not in frame 8, building anticipation for his entrance. Frame 2, Spidey swings in. Visual, Spider-Man swings into view, red and blue suit vibrant against the skyline, webs trailing from a skyscraper. His body is arched in a dynamic swing pose. Angle, wide shot, tracking Spidey as he swings between buildings, with the city sprawling below. Mood/lighting, energetic, with warm sunset light catching his suit's webbing pattern. Action, Spidey swinging fast, eyes narrowed behind his mask, focused on Goblin ahead. Sound, whip of webs, wind rushing, and Spidey muttering, "Gotta catch Norman before he turns Times Square into a pumpkin patch." Spidey note, his quip sets the tone of classic Spider-Man humor under pressure. Frame 3, mid-air clash. Visual, Spider-Man flips mid-air to dodge a barrage of Goblin's razor bats. Goblin's glider trails green smoke, and Spidey's webs crisscross the frame. Angle, dynamic over-the-shoulder shot from Spidey's perspective, showing Goblin's twisted grin ahead. Mood/lighting, tense, with fast-moving shadows and glints of metal from the razor bats. Action, Spidey shoots a web to yank a razor bat away, quipping, "Bats, really? Halloween's not for months, Norman." Sound, zing of razor bats, Goblin's taunting laugh, and Spidey's quick banter. Spidey note, his agility and wit shine, showing he's a match for Goblin's tech. Frame 4, civilian danger. Visual, A construction crane tilts dangerously, steel beams falling toward workers trapped on a high platform. Goblin hovers nearby, tossing another bomb. High-angle shot from above the crane, showing the workers' panic and the street far below. Mood/lighting, urgent, with stark red emergency lights on the crane and smoke rising. Action. Workers cling to the platform but beam falls, narrowly missing the street. Spidey swings into the bottom of the frame, reacting to the crisis. Sound, creaking metal, workers' shouts, and Goblin's distant cackle. Spidey note, his spider sense tingles, visualized as a subtle glow around his head, shifting his focus to saving lives. Frame 5, heroic save. Visual, Spider-Man webs up the crane's platform, creating a web net to catch falling workers. In the background, he shoots a web to pin Goblin's glider to a billboard. Angle, wide, heroic shot, showing Spidey in the foreground, workers safe, and Goblin struggling. Mood/lighting, triumphant, with the sunset casting a warm glow on Spidey's suit. Action. Spidey lands on the crane, helping a worker to safety, and says, "Next time, Norman, maybe try a less explosive commute." Sound, whip of webs, relieved gasps from workers, and Goblin's frustrated yell. Spidey note, this is peak Spider-Man saving the day with heart, humor, and webs. Question, do these frames capture the Spider-Man vibe you're going for? Want to adjust any visuals, add a specific shot, for example, a close-up of Spidey's mask or Goblin's expression, or focus on a different aspect, like Peter's inner thoughts? Step 4, iterate and refine. To make this pop, we can add emotional depth, include a quick flash of Peter's thoughts, for example, a memory of Uncle Ben, to ground the action. Enhance action, add a shot of Spidey doing a crazy acrobatic move, like a web spiral to dodge Goblin's bombs. Stylize, lean into a comic book aesthetic with bold outlines or sound effect text, for example, thwip. Onomatopoeia. Question, any specific weeks, for example, more humor, darker tone, or a focus on a particular character moment? Step 5, tools and next steps. Tools, for sketching, try Storyboarder, free, simple, or Procreate for digital art. For quick drafts, sticky notes or index cards work great. Tips, keep frames loosey, focus on shapes and movement. Use arrows to show Spidey's swinging path or camera motion. Sharing, if this is for a team, export as a PDF or use Miro for collaborative feedback. Question, are you sketching this yourself or pitching to a team? Any specific tools you're using, or want advice on workflow? Let's keep swinging. Tell me, 1. If the chase scene concept works or if you want a different Spider-Man story, for example, a quieter character moment, a specific villain like Venom, or multiverse angle. 2. Any changes to the beats or frames, for example, add a specific stunt or dialogue. 3. The vibe or style you're aiming for example, MCU energy, Spider-Verse animation, or classic comic book grit. If you're good with this, I can expand with more frames, add dialogue, or even suggest how this fits into a larger Spider-Man story. Let me know where you want to web sling next.